need to wake up. Oh my gosh. Another day where I wake up at 3 and then it's only an hour and 15 minutes away from the alarm. You just sit there and but life is good. This is a cool little ball. I can actually shoot this one, although it's at the upper levels of my ability to draw bows. This is one of Will's bows, and I was what do you call it, multitasking. As I was shaping bows, I was making new strings. And I actually went, this is a 14 strand B55. I like B50 better than B55. They're the same darn thing. But right off the spool, B50 is a little waxier than B55. I mean, you can certainly wax these things, but I just like working with B50 better than B55. Pretty ball. It's number 2. I don't know why I was calling this an ugly bend. This is actually a cool ball. This is even stiffer. I can barely even shoot this one. Osage, can you see? This is a cool ball. This is number 2. I should check my emails because I can pack up Will's bows and send them off. They're done. This is Carlos's, and I don't have the permanent thing. I just stuck this on here just to see the red against this beautiful bow. And I've got the 3 coats of Helmsman Spar urethane varnish on this one. Heck, do the handles. This one's ready to go too. So what do I do next? What is next on my plate? Oh, talk about multitasking. This is that little Osage ball. And let's see here. That one's straight. This had like just a twist right at the end. But I can handle that twist actually by clamping it and using a heat gun and getting just, I don't know if you can see that. I think you can right there, just a minor twist out of there. That's nothing. But this one, it's going to be a cool little ball. I'm going to put that over here onto the to-do. And then we have this, of course, ready for sinew backing. And the one I was using yesterday as a demonstration of how I taper it. That's this one. I wound up working it down to my lines. Now this is the thing. I'm working it down to those lines and tapering it, but when I flatten it, then I can really see how to adjust the taper. And I did that with sanding along the edge, and I put the grooves in there, and doing that tillering work by just using the lines, I strung it. It was ready to go. Of course, I can always sight down here after I work it to the lines and say, well, it needs to be just a little bit thinner right there or here, because my eye over time has gotten to where I can see if there's any problems with the taper. It was done. Put a string on it, it was done. Peeled the inner bark off of that with my knife, and it's funny, you know, there's a certain technique you use. I had to do on these elm bows as much scraping sideways like this because there's so many valleys in the wood. When you look at this way, there's just, and I don't want to just flatten it off. I want to get it right down to where it was underneath the inner bark. So yeah, a lot of scraping. It took a couple hours to scrape the inner bark off of this thing. And I did that whilst, as they say in the UK, I was steam bending this, multitasking. And then when I was shaping this one, I was making strings for Will's bows. So yeah, I've got 3 bows on deck. And I've got, let's see here, an Osage bow, a hickory bow, and the black locust bow on deck, on deck. Those are the other threes to fill out the group of 6 bows for sinew backing. Now how I'm going to work that, the other Osage bow, I mean that thing, it's pretty much worked down the lines, right? But the thing is like twisted and not lined up through the handle. It's a banana. And how I'm going to work that is in stages. It's Osage and it's worked down, so there's some bend in it, right? And I'm going to clamp it. I'm going to clamp that sucker to a board. My board, you know, that kind of a 2x4 that's got all the burn marks on it. I'm going to clamp it to that. Just force it to where it's straight. And then heat it over the barbecue grill. I'm going to have to straighten, I'm going to have to heat shape that in a couple episodes. First is to straighten it out, just flat, just a flat bow. And the next episode is actually to Cupid bow it. I still need to Cupid bow this one, and how I'm going to work this one is I've got that form that follows the gull wing, right? I'm going to clamp it in there, and I'm going to fire harden it after I need to round the edges on the belly. Fire harden it only up to this point. I'm not going to fire harden this, where the recurves are going to be. Then I'm going to recurve it, then I'm going to fire harden the recurves. But yeah, this is it's exciting. By the time I get my sinew from Mike the Man Yancey, I'm going to have these things ready to sinew back. Well, that is all. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day.